A former Marine and his wife have been charged in connection to the death of their toddler daughter. The death took place on a United States Air Force base. So an Ohio couple were arrested earlier this month for the death of their daughter. This took place 2 years ago at a U.S. Air Force base in Florida, but they just recently were arrested. Cody Simon and Kateri Simon are both 30 years old, and they were arrested last week near Cleveland. Both were charged with one count of involuntary manslaughter in connection to the death of their 2-year-old little girl, Mave Simon, and she died in November of 2022. The indictment against the couple was announced in Florida on Wednesday, and it said the incident took place at MacDill Air Force Base in Tampa, Florida. So according to court documents, the parents had placed a foam mattress and a suitcase full of books on top of the little girl's portable crib. It was said that the suitcase was heavy, it weighed about 50 pounds, and it reportedly collapsed on the toddler and it killed her by mechanical asphyxiation. A report from the Florida Department of Children and Families stated that the little girl often had trouble sleeping at night. It was said she would often climb out of her crib. She would then make a big mess in her room and wake up her siblings who were ages 4 and 6. This is the precious little girl. It was said that the parents first tried to cover the pack and play with a mesh top, and they then put their daughter in a sleep sack that restricted her movement, but reportedly she was able to escape that as well. And finally, they began to stack the suitcase and the kid's foam couch on top of her pack and play, her crib. Reportedly on the night of the little girl's death, Cody claimed that he put all the kids to bed by 9 p.m. He said he heard his toddler daughter talking for about another 15 minutes or so. When she stopped talking, he said he assumed she had fallen asleep. The mother, Kateri, came home a few hours later, but reportedly she did not check on the little girl until 9:30 a.m. the next morning. And that's when she found the suitcase and the foam couch, and it was said both of them were pinning the little girl down on her neck. The parents then called 911, but unfortunately she was pronounced deceased when she arrived to the hospital. A report said that the parents knowingly placed items over the toddler's pack and play in an effort to keep her confined inside. The report further said that although they weren't doing it for discipline purposes or willfully trying to harm her, their actions still led to her death. DCF stated that all the other children were properly cared for and that there had been no prior concerns about their welfare. Reportedly at the time, Cody was a U.S. Marine and he was court-martialed over the incident last year. He was found guilty of child endangerment, negligent homicide, and involuntary manslaughter. He was also given a discharge from the military on bad conduct. Cody reportedly waived being extradited and she is being transferred back to Florida. She was eventually released on a $20,000 bond. This is so heartbreaking, and I think it's pretty crystal clear they didn't intend for this to happen, but you've got to be so careful when it comes to toddlers and cribs. Should the parents be charged even though it was an accident? Should they get jail time? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and for more content, be sure to hit the follow button and subscribe if you're over on YouTube.